What's going on, my broskiis? My name is Toadskii, back again, here to bring you guys yet another One Piece Treasure Cruise video, back with some more Pipe Rumble action. And today we're going to be showcasing the brand new Shanks Buggy dual unit that has just arrived with the 9th anniversary after party Sugo Fest, and on paper this unit seems to be absolutely bonkers in Rumble, so I'm hoping to showcase that in today's video. This is the team that I have created. Now, I'm not 100% sure if this is going to be the most optimal way to run this team, but I think that Shanks Buggy is definitely a character that you will want to run on a slasher team. So we'll break down what they do, just in case if you guys forgot. But this unit in Rumble is a slasher driven, and their Rumble ability gives slashers 5 HP, 5 attack, and level 6 crit, and then whenever you hit a critical with this character up to 3 times, they give themselves a level 2 attack increase. So a very offensively focused character, with a Rumble special on a 32 CT that does a large range, defense down level 5 and speed down level 5, and attack down level 5 for 15 seconds, and then targets all enemies for 3.6 times damage. That is a crazy high number. I'm expecting Shanks Buggy to do crazy amounts of damage in this video today. Furthermore, this character does have the ability to evade paralysis, which, to be honest, is not really the most important resistance out there, to be honest. But 30% reduction versus fighters, that could be useful, but you know, not the greatest resistances, but it's more about the offensive prowess that this character could potentially hold, and that's what we're really going to be focusing in on today. Ultimately, the Grand Party stuff, I really cannot wait for the next Grand Party in a way, because I do want to test out this guy to see how he does perform, because this GP burst is essentially a counter to version 1 Roger, so it's going to be interesting to see how this kind of performs against it, being able to reduce the half stats on your crew, as well as applying some debuffs, and also giving you some fixed damage. It's a really good way to get around that, so hopefully we can show that off when the new season does arrive. But you know, with the rest of this team here, Roger Whitebeard, no real surprises there. We do have Kinemon, Denjiro, Ashura, and Dogstorm, because they did receive buffs recently, and this is going to make, you know, the slashers way more potent, because his special ability, it's a super strong effect, being able to hit 5 different times. It gives slashers buffs, it does defense down as well. It just seems like a really good character. So of course, because we're using him, we need to use V1 Odin as well. Roger Whitebeard is always a shoe-in on a slasher team. But then the last character, I was flipping between Borsalino, but then when I used Borsalino in testing, you know, the defense was really bad. Definitely could do it against like super frail teams if you're going up against other offensively focused teams, but when you're up against a lot of the meta these days, having a bit of extra bulk is kind of nice. So we'll test it out, we'll see how it kind of performs, and we'll test it as we go. But we've also got Law on the bench because he synergizes well with K-Dad and Odin, so I'm excited to jump into the video today with this, so let's go ahead and get into it. So the first match is going to be up against a Psy Free Spirit team, and you know, a lot of these, you know, showcases that we like to do, we like to just test to see how the teams would actually perform against these Psy Free Spirit teams, because they are still relatively good. They've still got a lot of things going for them, still very scary. You know, if they get the right RNG, they could just absolutely destroy any team basically in the game. So the worst case scenario would be Yamato going first, inflicting a bunch of half stats, and then Odin coming in and just knocking out a bunch of our characters. That is worst case scenario, but there's still got some pretty annoying characters too. Roger making a little bit of a resurgence on Psy Free Spirit teams. You know, there was a time there where he actually wasn't used that much, but he's still a solid unit. So we'll go Odin first, and he's going to do some damage, and he action binds pretty much our whole team. So that's pretty rough. Luckily, we didn't get additional action bind from Luffy crew, and there's the Yamato as well. That's just brutal, and somehow V1 Odin surviving. So level 120 definitely helping out quite a bit there. The fixed damage coming in from Odin is super good. I love that he does that on top of doing normal damage too. And Doflamingo just providing a bit of defense, but that fixed damage is going to just knock out, yeah, the Odin. He basically had no HP left, so yeah, off to a pretty rough start here. We do have Law on the bench, which gets a bunch of buffs from the rest of the crew, which is nice at least. And then the fixed damage coming in from Law is obviously a bit of an issue, but we really need some damage to be output on our side here. And oh my god, Roger Whitebeard was just about to launch, but here's Shanks Buggy, and how much damage are they going to do? Boom! Have a look at that, just doing so much damage, knocking out everyone on the opponent's team. And this is what I'm saying, dude. Dude, Shanks Buggy, their damage from their special is so strong. And then we just get a quick knockout to finish it off there. So what an impressive showing there from the slashers, being able to tank quite a few hits. And as long as someone of decent damage can survive, we can take on these teams. So running into the second team, we have an opposing Dex team. So this is going to be an interesting one to showcase here because, I mean, to be honest, Dex, this isn't probably the best Dex team to show off against. This is more of an offensively focused Dex team that you would use to take on opposing quick teams, as it has Yamato and it has Dogstorm. Typically, you don't see those on a defensive style team, but we're going to showcase it anyway. And that's one thing that is very, very good against these Dex teams, or just bulky teams in general, is Roger Whitebeard. The fact that they do health cut on everyone, and then they do 2 guaranteed hits of massive damage to characters through defense, and then they also buff your attack too. So they're just like one of the best rumble units in the game. They're just so good. You can chuck it on any team and it just helps you out so much. Anyways, we got Doflamingo launching first. Would have been nice if we were able to launch some specials, but here we go, already getting the Roger Whitebeard special, and we do already trigger the Super Tandem Luffy passive to get the revive. So now any knockout will be a guaranteed knockout from this point onwards, which is fantastic. So we have Odin coming in with some fixed damage, and unfortunately it's horizontal. They're not in a really good position for us right now, but here is K-Dad. Let's see what they're able to do here with their buff. So 1 hit, 2 hit, 3 hit, 4 hit, 5 hit. Oh my god, that's crazy. 4 knockouts with K-Dad. What a crazy unit. And we're going to finish it off with the Shanks Buggy. Wow. that was a little bit too easy, I think. Probably not the best way to showcase this, but very, very easy kill versus Dex. The third match of this video, we're going to have up against the Free Spirit team. This is a really, I wouldn't say this is an optimal Free Spirit team, because instead of having V2 Odin, which is something that you would normally see, or even Odin and Toki, they've got Frankie instead. So that's an interesting one. I haven't seen people opt to do that, but it does have Sanji, Zora, and Luffy Yamato. Those 3 together, it's already going to be scary in terms of defense, because Sanji has his own shield. You have Zora, which can revive, and has a really good bulk, of course, and then of course you got Luffy Yamato, and that unit is just a scary offensive unit. So we'll see how things go here. Let's see if we're able to launch some specials, get some knockouts. I think the most important thing here is if Roger Whitebeard knock out Luffy Yamato, there's really not a lot the opponent can do to actually do damage to us. So that's going to be the important thing. If Roger Whitebeard can knock out that Luffy Yamato before they launch that special below 50 seconds, I think we are in with a very, very good chance here. So Durfit giving us some extra bulk, which we love to see. Frankie, the health cuts and defense, obviously very, very annoying. Not going to matter when we use Roger Whitebeard, but here is the Shanks Buggy special. What do they do in terms of damage? Not too bad. Of course, they're very, very bulky right now, so it's to be expected. Sanji coming in. It's probably good for us that he's launching first before Luffy Yamato, so they don't get the special cooldown for Luffy Yamato post-special. And then here is the Zoro providing all that additional bulk. A very, very annoying unit there. And here's the Roger, didn't launch his special quite yet. We tanked this special, that shouldn't be too bad, but Odin is very, very close to dying. Here's the K-Dad though, bit of defense reduction, which is nice, we kind of need it. And Zora's just tanking all that, god damn, dude. He tanked that pretty well, actually. Odin's ready, so fixed damage and the wide wave clear. Okay, they're just tanking all these hits, man. Roger Whitebeard, can you please launch? It's already been half the match. Please hit Luffy Yamato. And they do, yes, okay, perfect. Yeah, I think we pretty much just win here, because all they really have left is Roger to do damage. I mean, Sanji can do good damage, but he only targets characters with high HP, so it does allow us to survive a little longer. And we do see Odin gets the knockout there, so we do have Law coming in, and he's going to help out just a little bit. It's just a matter of actually getting this win here, because, you know, even though, you know, they don't have their hardest hitting unit, it is still going to be kind of scary. You see Sanji, we tanked the hit quite well, as I said, because of the fact that he only targets high HP characters, so it means that the characters that are low HP basically don't get targeted from his special. And then the damage from Shanks Buggy, and they just tank it, man. This Zora just adding so much bulk, and they're gonna get some healing. Dude, we could literally still lose this. Crazy enough, we could definitely still lose this. Okay, so Otama's down good from the Durfee special. That's fantastic. We just need to get some knockouts here, and here we go with the K-Dad special once again. Bing, 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 revive, and you're still dead. Dude, this is supposed to be a Shanks Buggy showcase, but K-Dad has been going in. Dude, the buffs that they gave to that unit, man, so strong. And for the next one, we have an int-driven team. Again, probably not the most optimal setup because of the bench. The bench is really bad on my opponent's team. If the opponent had, you know, Dory, Broggy, etc., like that whole gang on the bench, probably would be scary. But this one, it's still going to be annoying. Worst case scenario here is Moria launches his special first to give everyone half stats, so that when we launch our specials back, we don't get any damage. That would be worst case scenario here. They've also got Smoker on the front line, which is a little little obscure, but I mean, I don't mind it though. I mean, it's not a bad call because that can still inflict pretty good special bind to us, and hopefully that doesn't happen. Either way, here we have Shanks Buggy, just missed the special, would have been so good, but Roger Whitebeard already launching first is fantastic, and already getting a knockout. We knocked out the Moria, we don't even have to worry about the half stats, that's so good. And there it is, there's the Smoker special bind, getting Shanks Buggy, who we wanted to showcase here, as well as V1 Odin, but K-Dad coming in with their special, bing, 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 bang, bop, there we go, bing, bing, bong, such a good unit. Okay, so we have Odin, would have launched his special. Unfortunately, he's inflicted with special bind, so that's a bit of an issue. Dofi going to give us a bit of bulk, a bit of target damage, and that was some serious damage, and it's just over. There's just no way the opponent can win. This is not going to do anything. We're going to eat it up. Scrumptious. Eating it up. And then we just got Uta left, and that's going to be a pretty clean victory. Awesome. Hell yeah, dude. Nice. So, dude, the Slashers are not a bad team, dude. Not a bad team at all. So, my final thoughts on Shanks and Buggy is that they're pretty impressive. I actually think that they're going to be a new character you want to run on your slasher teams moving forward. However, obviously, the big drawback is that you don't get access to the Redhead Pirates, the 6+ Shanks crew unit. And that unit's a really good addition to the slasher team, as it allows you to get a lot of extra bulk, and their consistent health cuts and attack and defense buffs for the crew are really, really nice. But being able to switch that out for this character, which gives you a lot more damage, is kind of nice. But is it ultimately needed? I'm not really too sure, because, you know, the current slasher team that people were using with all the dual units like Cat Dog and potentially Carrot Wanda, potentially Barto Cavendish, all of those units work really well together and have really good bulk, and you're really just relying on Roger Whitebeard to give you those KOs. And, you know, this is a really good way to go about that, because you could run a slasher team that enables you to get KOs with a bunch of other units, you know, like V1 Odin's fixed damage and really good horizontal damage. You've got K-Dad, which can target, you know, 5 different times. This guy can target everyone. Roger Whitebeard is essentially 2 knockouts. So if you can get it to work, this is probably one of the best ways to use slashers moving forward. But hopefully you enjoyed this video today, and if you guys did, make sure to go ahead and leave a like. And if you want to stay up to date with all the content I post on my channel, including more One Piece Treasure Cruise content, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below. On that, guys, I'll see you guys within the next video.